noises that I was doing a minute ago.
Please. Greetings, one and all. It's your weekly dose of 10 o'clock. This is episode 288. There's me, some bearded lout. There's Murder Dr. Loz in the top corner. And then we've got Jojo McJojo as a special guest. An amazing... He's gone. Oh. An amazing... last minute special guest, and we super appreciate all his hard effort, calling in all the way from Fortuna 69. It's really, really important. So thank you so much, Jojo, for being here today. So, what?
Background. This is the fun.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we're going to do the first thing that we do every week, which is emblems. Jojo, he's just disappeared again. Oh, he's back now.
I'm sorry, my camera it keeps disconnecting for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay. So in the group convo, you'll see the two...
Am I disconnecting?
No, you're fine. You'll see the two glyphs for this week. And, you know the drill.
Do we?
Well, I hope you do. You've done this.
Have I really not used that one yet? I thought I'd used that one, so I gave you the other one.
Pretty sure you've not used that one. Do you want me to go double check?
No, it's fine. I trust you. You hadn't seen it before, I'm pretty sure. No. But anyway, Johnny.
I like the red and black one. I think that's probably my favorite of the two. The one with the red, black, and gold.
You don't like the one that's a gun?
It's just I mean it's not that I don't like the one that's a gun.
Huh?
It's not that I don't like the one that's a gun.
Yeah.
Just that the red, black, and gold one, I don't know. It's got a little more of the grimdark for sure. There you go, Laz.
That gun's bent.
It's even got a crown. It's got a crown. Look at that thing, dude.
You sure it's not a train?
I know it's a gun for a fact.
Did you like speak with the person that?
Yes, and the clan is. Oh God, what was the clan name? It was something like.
Has it got a radar inside it or something? I'm really struggling to see
the clan's called That Gun You Took, right? And it's a... Oh, God. It's apparently a kick gun in design. I thought it was actually quite cool.
I like kick guns.
I like kick guns. Yeah.
So,
the thing that me about the black and red one is the fact it's really off-center if you look at it. Like, the banner underneath the circle isn't actually flush to the level... Like, it's not... And the crown's off angle?
Well, really that's because the banner's in line with the crown and the hammer is in line with the paintbrush.
Yeah, but the banner being in line with the crown is not actually in the same thing as everything in the circle.
Yeah, I know.
It was weird. I don't get why it was a paintbrush. I also can't read what it says on it.
No, I love the colors for that gun you took. Like, I love the purple, like the purple, green, and yellow. The yellow is probably their energy color, but still, like,
yeah,
I love the colors. I think it's great.
Yeah. So the person that I got that from was one of the remaining winners of the 250 Plat giveaways plural, from the 24-hour or Valis.
Oh.
So, and I thought, oh wow, that's damn boss emblem. I need to get it. So cool. So that's it for.
That's a damn boss emblem.
Yes, damn boss emblem. So if you want a chance of winning 150 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find a link to a Google form where you'll see both of these emblems, and you'll be able to. And you can simply select the one you like the most, enter your in-game name, make sure that you actually get it spelled correctly, because there's been instances where people haven't, and as a result we've had to pick someone else as the winner, and then that person's locked out. Make sure you've selected your platform of choice, and in 2 weeks we will get some winners out. Yeah. So moving on to dojo dusting, I think. Everyone's really quiet. So dojo dusting.
I needed to quick. Yeah, go for it.
Right. So, do you remember the guest card that we were going to do, Loz?
Yeah, the 5th card you were going to use as the guest thing.
Yeah. Small, tiny problem.
Yeah.
You can only do that if your account is eligible for monetization.
Yeah.
Right? The requirements for monetization is 1,000 YouTube subscribers and 4,000 minutes watched within the last 12 months.
Oh, they raised it, didn't they?
Yeah. Now, to be honest, I don't know why this external link thing is part of having monetization enabled, but it is what it is. So until we hit the 1,000 subscribers, we can't actually put the cards on this video. I've put them on the Shoutout video instead. The one on the main channel.
Okay. What you can do, it'll be a bit weird, but obviously for anyone, I assume for anyone who has a YouTube channel, it's not a problem. It's for any external YouTube ones, right?
Yeah.
But what you could do for anyone, it's a very simple way to do it. It's not great, but for anyone who, when you're linking to external one, just put a card that's one of the polls and put the poll as just where you want to send them.
Could potentially do that. I don't know if it will work.
Well, of course it will. Why wouldn't it work?
Well, I don't know if you could put like a link to it. I don't know if you could put like a link in the question.
Oh, if you think it will stop you doing that.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Maybe.
Let's link to certain websites.
Yeah, YouTube is like super, like so I'm trying to set up my new domain name to do it, and getting that to happen has just been an absolute ball ache. But luckily, I can now do it for the arbiters. But you get the point. So,
well, you can still write them in the comments, though, can't you?
In the comments. In the
Sorry,
description.
Yeah,
I can put them there.
So you could put it in there, and then for ones where it isn't, just put a card that is a poll or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just trying to maximize exposure and everything.
But I don't think people will realize if you put it on the link over video, people aren't going to realize that there's cards on that video. That literally, I don't even actually look at the video.
I know, and that video doesn't have nearly as much traffic as this one. So there's a point right there. So on average, we get 500 views a week. There are only 280 something subscribers to the channel. So there's plenty of people watching that aren't subscribed to the channel. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, subscribe to the channel. And that'll increase our opportunity to get this sorted properly. So, moving on.
Even if, obviously there's the subscriber number thing, which you're trying to increase that. What's the other thing? The amount of views?
The 4,000 minutes watched.
In the last, how long?
12 months. So considering this channel's been only alive for like 2 months, hazard a guess how many minutes have been watched?
I don't know,
because this question.
Yeah.
Huh?
I know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know that a lot of the views are only in the first 1 minute or whatever, so I'm not really sure how many people have actually watched the full video, thus providing 2 hours worth. I don't know.
No, because that's not. Those don't count as views.
View time.
Yeah, that 1 minute, that first click off thing doesn't count towards the views. Joey, do you want to say the answer?
So last time you told me, which was, this was a couple days ago, I think. It was 95,000?
98.7 thousand minutes watched.
98.7 thousand minutes watched.
And we only need 4,000.
With a handful of videos, which is awesome. That's great that you blew that out of the park.
Yeah. Just kind of need the subscribers.
So now for the other thing, make sure you click subscribe, maybe ring the bell. I don't know.
Yeah.
There.
You just can't do that in a British voice. It just doesn't have that amazing.
It doesn't feel genuine. That's what we should do. Joe, you know how you have that
click the bell.
No. Crap, what's the I want to say it's like a slate, the transition for the unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get one off you that is click the bell. It's just who's this random American person telling me to click the subscribe button?
I've actually got the assets for that, already made.
Anyway.
Notification squad, bell, ring, and then it's
So that's it for dojo dusting. Obviously, the three of us are all going to be at TennoCon. 2 months to go.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Why?
Because I wanted to finish my project by now, and then my computer's bored. And I'm I was going to get it done for before we did the stream, then I was going to do it before they did the anniversary. And seriously, I better get this thing.
Yeah, you do. Anyway, so
broken!
Yeah, well, that's what you get for not building it yourself. That's what you get for getting a PhD. So, right, full loss. Moving on. Next thing, I'm pretty sure it's the cards now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, you fine gentlemen, up above there are 4 cards. One of them was supposed to be a special shout out to from the 70s. If people haven't gone to check out From the 70s, please do. You know, twitch.com/FromThe70s.
Twitch.tv/.
I hate that. Anyway,
I'm not trying to be
no. I'm really happy that you corrected me. I still hate the fact that it's what are those called? It's not domain. It's whatever. Don't care. Right, moving on. So first card. Right. Should there be a stat for the amount of wolf kills? Right. Evidently, I missed a chunk of the question off, but yeah, should there be a stat for wolf kills? The number of wolf kills.
Should there a stat?
Yeah, should there be a stat for the amount of wolf kills? Right. So last week we had a topic that was complaining about it, saying we need to see what people have done, blah blah blah, and we were against it because A, it's just work putting in. B, it doesn't happen for other mid bosses. Blah, 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 blah. And we got 81 responses. 19% said no, 37% said yes, and 43% said that they didn't care. Loz, what are you looking at?
The floor. Very nice.
Right. So, Joey, where do you stand in this? Should the number of wolf kills you have killed be something that's
I think
on a person's
a stat
profile?
There should. But I before answering that, before looking at the card or anything, that's something that I already would have been like, well, I'm in the minority on that one. Like I I feel like the results mirror the sentiment of the community pretty well, which is like, as far as leaderboards and stuff go, most people, they just don't care.
Yeah.
Which is like, people will enjoy what they will enjoy.
Whoa.
You should care about this.
Whoa,
but, like,
you just massively glitched out for me.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Your anger was turned into digital power.
That's it. I can't recreate it either because it was
There's actually a lot of lag happening. There's a massive desync between your voice and the camera.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I blame the Nova.
Yeah, I blame the Nova as well. So, but just.
But no, I think most people don't care. Most people wouldn't care. They have no reason to care. Which, I mean, it's not like you can fault people for that.
Yeah.
But I think yes, I would love it. I would love the other mini boss stats to be there too. But
cool.
That's me.
Move on to the second card. Do you always use a radar mod? I'm not surprised by this. 82 people responded. 1% said that they used a personal mod, so like a personal Warframe mod. 1% said that they used an Aura Warframe mod. 14% said no, they didn't, and 82% said that they either used Prime or normal Animal Instinct. How am I not fucking surprised? Joey?
Because it's a good way to add aura space or like add enemy radar to every build without having to sacrifice the mods on your Warframe.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous that there isn't even a Warframe mod which has both them on. It's ridiculous. Why is there not a combined mod for Warframe to start with? No, they went straight to putting it on Sentinels, and they gave you both in one mod. It was just ridiculous. And then they gave us the Prime version. It's like, well, this one mod does more than all the other stuff combined. Like, yeah.
I've got to ask the genuine question, because I don't run Sentinels, I run Kavats. Does Animal Instinct work on Sentinels? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name's a little misleading.
It works on everything. Well, I'm sure.
The mod has a picture of a worm prime in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Can I see the mod picture right now? No, I can't. Right? I see a name. Animal Instinct. I'm basing it off of the name. I'm sorry, mister. I visually remember stuff. I'll try harder to appease you.
Do you also, in a literal sense, judge books by their covers?
That's me or Xeno.
In a bookstore, and you're like, hey, I've heard really good things about this book, but the cover, geez, no, I'm not gonna read this book ever because I just can't handle that shade of chartreuse that they used for the title. Like,
what? What the fuck is chartreuse?
it's a color.
Okay. I think you're making it up, but anyway. What? In dumb guy speak, what is chartreuse?
Is a colour between yellow and green that was named because of its resemblance to the green colour of one of its French liqueurs called green chartreuse, introduced in 1764.
So it's green.
Chartreuse yellow is a yellow colour. It's two. It's both green and a yellow.
So it's yellowy green.
No, there's chartreuse green and chartreuse yellow.
So it's green.
That I didn't know that.
Anyway, let's not derail horrifically.
Basically, it's the colour of French wine.
And, Loz is already feeling the rage. So should we move on to the next card? Cool.
Sure, yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
So,
I'm everywhere.
Would you use Sentinels more if they auto-regen? Yeah? So, because this is like a huge bone of contention. When a Sentinel dies, it's dead. You can't pick it up. There's no chance of picking it up. It's been floating around at least here. Why not actually have like a 30-second or 90-second automatic respawn for the Sentinels once they've
Like the Jinn.
Like the Jinn. So 76 people responded. 11% said because the topic was make everything invincible.
Right. Yeah, so for Joe's benefit, we thought about just take away the guns from Sentinels and pets as well, and Kubos and Gvats, and just make them. Well, no, they can still attack, I guess, but basically just remove their damage, the ability to take damage at all, and they're just permanently there. Would that be effective? Would you want that? Because it's like, for the Sentinels, they just explode eventually, and you're like, right, that's great, well done. And then the pets, yeah, you have to pick them up, but it's like, that's it. That's all you do to interact with them. So why not just remove that mechanic completely? Just make them invincible and let them go do whatever.
Cool. So 11% said just make everything invincible, which is what the original topic was. 19% said that they only use Sentinels right now. 30% said no, and 38% said yes. Where would you sit, Joey?
I probably wouldn't, unless I was just doing like endurance runs like all the time forever, which is like that's something I enjoy, but it's not something that I do enough that I'd be like, oh man, my gameplay experience would be significantly enriched by the fact that my Sentinel just doesn't die. I mean, that's the thing on endurance runs, but for most of the game, it's like I don't really care.
I really want to ask a card, because you brought up the whole endurance run thing. Like, do people enjoy doing an arbitration for an hour plus?
I think I can tell you right now, I think most people are going to say no.
I hate doing them. I really hate doing them.
Money on that.
Are you trying to get that new former?
Yeah. Yeah, like I've done I don't know how many arbitrations in the last week, and oh, do you want Endo? Oh, you like Endo? Here's some Endo. Oh, got some Endo for you. Oh, some bloody good. Do you want an adaptation? Nah, here's some Endo. Oh, got some good Endo for you. Oh, iron sculpture. Yeah, that can be turned into Endo. It can. Like, no fucking former.
I can't see your face right now, but I can
envision it.
Sure, what your face looks like. Say, yeah. Like, I'm gonna go back and watch this later, and
you are garbling out massively.
Oh no! Why?
Loz talk.
Says it's awesome.
It's
down the road.
Something your side, Joey.
Discord did say they were having some issues earlier. It says it's fine for me.
Oh, I think I found the problem. Hold on a second, guys.
Quick!
We're just moving to America.
Oh.
Should we try that now?
Probably help massively.
Joey?
My ping just dropped.
Yeah, let me
a
just.
bit.
Oh, I can't turn you up.
Oh no, I might be able to turn myself.
Oh no, you're good now. Loz?
Okay.
Yeah? What?
Yeah, okay, good. Right, just wanted to make sure that the audio levels were still fine. Right.
Oh yeah, that's the problem with mainland Europe. The EU decides to just randomly decide to look at everything we're doing.
Right, so
it just ruins everything.
Should we move on to the last card? Would you play Conclave against NPCs like the Index? Right. 78 people responded, said, no, I already play Conclave. 5% said, yes, I already play Conclave. 17% said, no, I don't want, I don't play Conclave. And 75% said, yes, I don't play Conclave.
I would say I don't like the way you've tried to fit in that extra additional information. I think this really should have just been, would you play Conclave against NPCs? And it doesn't really matter if they are playing Conclave already. We know that not many people play Conclave as it is.
No, but
I really think it should have been yes and no.
Yeah, but it's really interesting to see from that level of the audience, and it's just a binary yes/no on another level.
I know.
There was room for it.
More complex. I just think maybe some of those people say no, I don't play Conclave. They get confused because they might be saying, I don't play Conclave. Yes, that's it. I think a few people might have not completely read the question correctly because it's too confusing. It takes a while. I know it is simple, but at the same time, when you're answering questions, you want them to be simple. I think you doubled it up here. I don't think that was needed. For Joe's benefit, what this was, someone needs to go read his books on designing questions for questionnaires again. Anyway, now, so Joe, what we're saying is basically, because it was a question last week about Conclave skins and things and if they should be on sale. And then we came up as a group, me, Xeno, and 70s, we had the idea, well, why can't we, because Conclave doesn't get played that much, why not just put like because when you play in the Index, and if you're playing it by yourself, the game puts in ally.
Do you want to tell Joe why this was a card? What the topic was?
It was a good idea. Yeah, I did. Didn't I just explain about Conclave skins?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Didn't I?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Right, sorry. So, because the Conclave, if you go in by yourself, it will give you ally Warframe Tenno, whatever, just that shoots back. So there already is an AI. I don't think it'd be very strong AI or very smart AI, but there is an AI already which already tries to complete the mission with you. So because Conclave doesn't get played that much, could we put in that AI as it is, and maybe a little bit of improvement, but even as it is, as NPCs that you can fight Conclave, so that way you'll always be able to play a Conclave game. Because that's one of the reasons that turns me off Conclave, is I won't be able to find a match. I won't be able to progress in the ways I want at all, maybe one game a night kind of thing. And this way, I mean, you could give it reduced numbers, but you could start off your games against NPCs, and then if players come, it will then fill in the slots. So do you think it could work? Would you play it?
Potentially. I think it would have to be handled very carefully, because I think that if you reward PvE exclusive players, so the people that don't touch Conclave, which is the stark majority of players, just don't go to Conclave. I think if you reward PvE players with PvE content without ever having to do any actual PvE, like, I think that would piss off all 6 Conclave players. Every single one of them would drop the game. All 6 of them.
There's 5.
Did we lose one?
No. Look. You've got the 4 that said yes, they would do it, that already play Conclave, and we've got the one that says no, they wouldn't do it, and they already play Conclave. See, Loz, this data was useful.
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah, but, I guess you could say that 80% of current Conclave players wouldn't really have a problem with it. Yes, you can pull that from your data, Xeno. Well done.
Yeah, suck it.
But like I think that would be a step in the right direction of fixing the issue that is nobody plays Conclave. Because I know a lot of people that would play Conclave more if there were just more sessions open, if there were more people playing it, and they weren't like, oh, my camera disconnected again. And there weren't like
that face.
The face was brilliant. You just left that face on. It was brilliant.
Oh, it was hilarious. Sorry, what were you saying, Joey? Joey?
He ghosts back in.
What?
Joey?
But no, so that's a really big issue, and that's one that that Conclave isn't going anywhere. As in, DE probably won't put dev time into it, and players won't put playtime into it until that's something that gets fixed. And maybe some middle ground rewards would be a thing that would help fix that. That might be a step in the right direction. Like having like AI players in there, I think that kind of opens up a lot of opportunity to exploit that, to like get all the Conclave skins without ever having actually been up against another real player. But I mean, the worst that happens is they do that and all 6 Conclave players leave, which that would suck. But because then literally no one would be able to do Conclave ever. But I don't know. I don't really like the idea of it, but I don't know.
Because it's interesting. I just think that Conclave is sitting there, and as you say, it's got 6 players. It is, and then thus it's also not getting
5.
Content.
It has 5 players, Loz.
Okay, it's got 5 players. 4 now.
No.
The other guy's going to quit if he
player,
comes in.
the 6th player misunderstood and clicked. Yes, I don't play Conclave because he didn't understand the question correctly.
Fair enough. So
Rude.
I think that I think balancing the amount of reward you would get out of it would be a tricky thing, and also how it's implemented. As in, some people might want to just play against bots, and some people might be happy with playing out bots until people come in available to replace those bots to keep games going. But I think that there's potential there, because I wouldn't even mind just literally playing against bots all day long. I just think it would be fun, even if it meant my grind took twice as long as the player who only plays 2 games a night, because that's what you can get, or even 5 times faster. Sorry, 5 times slower. Than this player gets 2 proper PvP games a night. I have to play 5 times the games they do just to get the same amount of points. At least then I'd feel I'd be making progress, and I could do it as and when I want. So I think it would make use of that content fairly easily for DE, because just get the AI, dump it in there, job done. There's very little to do, and it was a very good reward, effort to reward for them.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Moving on.
Right, so that's it for the cards. I think we're now at the Patreon questions. Loz, have fun reading those.
Where are they?
I put them in the email.
Why this Discord works? I can read.
I could have just sent you I could have sent you the topics on Discord.
No, because then it'd be on the wrong machine.
Yeah, Xeno.
So how could I have sent you the questions on Discord? They'd have been on the wrong machine.
No, because I read those off of Discord because they're a picture.
Okay.
Anyway, there's only one. Also, you could just pasted this. There's only one. So there's only one this week, which is just from Zerugel. I couldn't come up with anything to ask. Thanks, Zerugel. Zerugel's got your back. Zerugel's got your back. So I'm going to call upon my inner Luis Polanco and say, keep it up, Xeno and Lars. You're doing great. Wow.
Yeah.
Zerugel's got your back.
Yep. Anyway.
Right.
Community responses.
Let's go to the community responses. So, community responses from last episode of 10 o'clock. We first had Andy Norman, or Falirea. They have said that Nightwave will end 15th of May. So anyone who watched the Warframe dev stream that was on Friday, they actually stated that, I think they did, they said, I don't think they said absolutely 15th of May. They said the earliest. Yeah. So just to plan around for anything for that, as obviously you mentioned, basically anyone out there, you've got, 2 weeks, is that? This week and next?
Yes. Yeah, out of interest, did they say that before? Because we saw that on Reddit at one point, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from.
They originally said 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think some people might have worked it out from that, is why.
But even so,
I want to put it in just as I mentioned to everyone. If you are out there and you think, oh, I'm pretty close, I'll take a week off. You have 2 weeks probably left to finish up Nightwave Rewards for this week if you're not onto the prestige levels, which is good. So do that. Just let everyone know. Yeah. Majoga. So here's some people about the wolf. So first of all, Xeno, would you like to update everyone on your hunting of the wolf?
5 visits, right? 2 of which, whoops, I shouldn't swear. 2 of which were, I put my hand up to the webcam. So 2 of which were, crap. And getting on the Lisette, and then it turned up. So I've only really seen him 3 times. but I've got one sledge piece, and I got the mask.
Cool. So, Majoga says, farming the wolf wasn't that bad for me. I'd just go AFK and solo void capture. And if nothing spawned within the first 5 minutes, I'd abandon and retry again. Was able to get all the pieces for the sledge, no mask, this way over the course of a couple of weeks. There we go. That's really interesting as a way of doing it. But for other people, Ralcar said also, all the 4 times I've killed the wolf, I've only got shitty mods. Very sad. That's most what I've seen. Pepper, another update on my eternal fight against the wolf. 23 kills and not a single weapon part. The saga continues. That's ridiculous.
That's my soul.
The big thing, apparently the face mask.
Did you say it hurts my itzel?
No, his soul.
I was like,
it hurts my soul
right in the itzel. Got me right in the itzel.
23 kills and not. Well, I'm going to start saying that now. 23 kills and not a single part drop. I feel for you, man.
Back in our day, when you were farming Nova, it would take at least 30 runs just to get the 4 parts.
Yeah, but that's the difference, is that you could do those runs when you wanted, and you could just keep running them till you got it. You didn't have to wait for the wolf to turn up. It's a tricky thing. The last one also is I'm Doggy. It says, I've killed the wolf 7 times and got 3 parts, 2 heads, and 1 handle. Edit, I just got my 4th wolf drop, and it's a blueprint.
So he's got the
Some people have all the luck, yeah. But D have said that I think there is going to be some, in the last week or something, there's going to be some method of you being able to just challenge the wolf.
Yeah.
So I think
they mentioned that on the dev stream.
Yeah, so I think everyone's can, because I only got 1 bit, so everyone can at least catch up that way.
To be honest, the way I've been doing wolf farming, so many people have recommended so many different ways of doing it. I just go run relics. You know, I'm just like plowing through my mountain of relics that I've got radiant, and that's how I found that he turns up, and it's the most. I wouldn't say cost effective. It's the most rewarding because those relics can be turned into ducats, or they can be used to give away to people or whatever. So yeah, that I prefer doing it the relic way. Also, capture relics when. I never see capture fissures at all, ever.
Oh, sorry. Capture fissures.
I mean, they're there. They happen.
Yeah, just really freaking rarely.
Fair enough.
No rebuttal.
So, Cold F34R81 says those memes and weeb artwork were pure cringe. Yes, they were. That is the point. Well done.
Weeb artwork. Are we talking about the community shoutouts?
Yeah. They called it weeb artwork.
Rude.
So rude. Why, Zrugal again? I'd rather catch 3 rare fish than 100 any fish. As long as you have the right bait, rare fish are easy. Discuss.
No more fishing.
I agree.
No even on the plains, I hate fish on the plains. I'd rather catch 100. I'd rather catch 1,000 fish on the plains than
no fishing.
So also for Xeno from Zrugal, Xeno doesn't like Little Duck, but what if he was on a taxi with Bonus Duck?
Bonus Duck! Yeah.
Awesome Todd says, also Xeno, just open Sorry, it's all caps. Sorry, I'm saying again. Also Xeno, just open Badger's meme gift already.
No.
Please, for love of all pizza. For the love of all pizza, Xeno.
No, I can get my own pizza. I'm not opening.
For the love of all pizza, you must open the gift. Or anytime we're eating pizza together, I will slap
here's
one slice of it out of your hand.
Here's the question. What if pizza loved you as much as you love pizza? You're missing out.
I think we'd have a serious toxic relationship. You know, I think an intervention may have to happen. Actually, that's now caused me to do this. I need to find this Giphy.
But still, you open that gift, and people let me know, Awesome Todd. Otherwise, I will. When you're eating a pizza, I'll just wait till you're on one random slice, and I'll just knock it out your hand. Be like,
Loz, you're not.
And
looking.
then I'll point
Loz, look at it.
Look at what?
Look at
For the
group
love
chat.
of all pizza, look at it.
It's like
What is
freaking
that?
nightmare fuel.
Wait, Xeno, are you telling me that this is how much you love pizza? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
I'm gonna have to put this. I'm gonna have to copy this link and make sure it ends up in. Wait, where'd Chrome go? I accidentally closed Chrome. Good job, me. So yeah, I'll make sure that this is in the description below. This is counted nightmare fuel.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm still going to knock a piece of pizza in your hand and said that bit didn't love you. That's what I'm going to do. Right, moving on from pizza. Can I close that? Can I look at
Nope, it's there. I said that to Taylor at one point, and she's like, "Can you please remove that?"
Yeah, I bet she did. Right, anyway, JJ24 put a very interesting, quite descriptive thing about Sentinels and Companions in the last week's thing. I won't go through the whole thing, but it was really interesting. But I'll just give you their final suggestions of how to improve Sentinels, because obviously we had the ones from last week. So here's what they go. This is the important things they think need to be changed. Revising companion-based armor values is an easy solution. Even with lower Warframe armor, Link armor seems to be better most of the time, because obviously Sentinels can't use the Link version. Having a 60 to 90 second timer across all companions arrive would be an okay idea. Monster Hunter has a similar system with Panicos and uses a respawn-like system. Fixing companion and human AI would be a better solution. Companions could dodge attacks or even crowd control the enemies that target them, would boost survivability. Maybe even more survivability mods would help. Shield gating on Sentinels could be a possibility, but still won't fix the enemies one-shotting it. So what do you think about those ones?
I love all of that.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Right, also, Frosty, this is a solution I came up with. This thing. Frosty says, if you run with a Nyros and use Link health and armor, your mower will probably never die. I never thought about that, but it probably won't. It'll just have so much health. I'd love to see how much he gets. But also, they're putting out for Xeno's benefit, because Xeno was saying about the Itzel, and the Xeno said that one of the bigger problems with the open area stuff is that DE just needs to make the bounties all happen within a smaller radius, so that you don't like they're focused on a particular part of the map.
That's not the only thing I'm saying.
It's not it's one of the key things. But they wanted to point out to you that the Itzel is still very useful for Eidolon hunts, because it means that when you're trying to do a Tridolon hunt, in between the different ones, you can easily get the what are they called? The happy faces. The thing.
Oh, the lures.
The lures. Yeah, because the lures literally teleport with you almost. It's so much faster for reacquiring lures for the next one, so it speeds you up so much. And I thought, yeah, that's actually a very good point.
Again, that is something that should be looked at. Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't lose your lures in between ones or something that it can be fixed. Yeah.
I feel like it's worth continuing to discuss. I feel like, so I don't want to say it's not worth discussing, but they did mention on the dev stream that they were looking to, like, they kind of, I guess, described their position about it a little bit, which is that they're going to be they're not just looking to just remove that movement mechanic entirely and just nothing can do that again ever, but they're looking to figure something out that is like a baseline for all Arcwings or something that makes the Itzel feel less mandatory, but everybody, like still kind of preserves the I guess the ability to get around in game. I do think that Eidolon hunting is maybe a good edge case that they haven't that hasn't been brought to their attention, which is something that I feel like should happen. I feel like it would probably not be it would probably be worthwhile to bring it up, and like leaving feedback and stuff like that. But
yeah. Right, and the last one is Nazeth. I think it's great that you're using the last card to link to guests. That's seriously a thoughtful idea, Xeno.
Yeah, 1,000 subscribers. Make it happen, guys. Share it with your friends. Because, like, until we get it, I can't do it. I really want to do it. I mean,
you can't do it in the way you want to for non-YouTubers, let's be
Yes,
clear.
I can do it for Joey. Zero issue. But I can't do it for any, like, I want to get some artists on the show. I've got some artists lined up for the show. But, like, I won't be able to share their stuff until we get 1,000 subscribers.
So you heard the man. Make sure that you click subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe ring that bell so you can get notifications of uploads in the future.
Awesome. We just can't do that. Hello, everyone. Do click that bell and make sure you subscribe.
It just sounds wrong. It just sounds wrong. Stop doing it.
So we can inform you of all future releases.
Stop. It sounds like wrong. I don't know what it is, but it just sounds criminal.
It just doesn't. Whereas Joey just sounds amazing. It's brilliant. Right? I just feel the enthusiasm. I haven't even clicked that bell, but I want to click that bell now. I just want to. I don't even know what it does, but I want to click it. See? Anyway, right, that's it for the comments. Let's move on to the topics for this week.
Cool. We actually have those. Right, so topic 1 is DevStream 127. Topic 2 is magnetic damage has no purpose. And then topic 3, self-damage style penalties done creatively. Let's go to topic 1, which is DevStream 127. I assume the pair of you watched the DevStream. Yep, thumbs up, nodding, cool, right, okay. So our notes, here we go. The Jovian Concord will encompass the Gas City rework along with Wisp, as well as the currently named Disruption game mode, where we collect keys from Amalgam to activate artifacts. This should come in May, right? Another point is that the artifacts that you'll do during the game mode apparently will have a chance to be positive or negative. So I think we saw one which was health drain. There was one which was like physical damage resistance and stuff like that. So I'm certainly interested to see that and get my hands on it. Right, next was night. Oh, I think they're also going to bring the flight along with it.
Yeah, I think that's what they're hinting about. Wasn't that what Rebecca
yeah, that was in there. It was in there.
Was it? No.
No, it was. It was like the last thing they showed off.
Those were just like some ships flying around. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the flight Elon. Like, and she just like attacked it and like she shot it and like its health bar started going down. No,
she shot the ship
or anything.
No, she shot the ship.
No, but the Flightlon was later. It didn't. The Flightlon she didn't engage. It flew by.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No,
I'm pretty sure they said at the end, like in the stream, it was like that will be coming too.
What are you talking about, Xeno?
Whatever.
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be the Eidolon. Maybe as like a part of the background. Sure. Maybe like they're teasing it as like.
So what? They're teasing the background
to this ledge and look out
and see the background.
The gas and see the Flightlon, and not actually be able to engage it, but you'll be able to see it because it's there. What? Like I think that's what's going on. I think that's what they meant by it. What do you?
I don't know. Maybe they're just talking about the background. Maybe I've misunderstood. But next part of this is Nightwave Season 2. Sorry, Series 2. Series 2 season, whatever. Should come soon with the ability to catch up. Fewer challenges giving more rep each time. So it's basically the same amount of rep each week, which is spread over fewer challenges. Changes to how the act progresses. Not entirely sure what that means. And the wolf will still be present with less frequency. So I think the wolf won't be part of the second season. He'll still be in the game, but he'll just appear less often.
Yeah. I assume we'll also probably get a... Oh no, they were debating, weren't they, about if we're going to get a wolf summon tool thing, a beacon.
Yeah.
Sheldon didn't like the idea, I think.
Don't know, maybe just got to kill Alad V a bunch.
Yeah, that normally fixes most things.
Just kill
Alad
V.
They're just gonna
kill Alad V a
replace
whole bunch.
Zanuka with the wolf, and if you go into the Alad V boss fight, you're gonna fight Alad V and the wolf instead of Alad V and Zanuka. There you go.
That is.
And then you get like revenge Zanuka on you. Zanuka's coming after.
And it's still gonna. Zanuka's still gonna better,
Zanuka will become a companion to get revenge on Alad V for being rejected.
I wish.
Yep.
I really wish. I really want. Like, why can't we have? We've got bipeds now. We've got mowers. Let's have quadruped corpus rots. Like, it's gonna be amazing. We'll get there. We'll get there. But the thing gets me is what they haven't really addressed how this is going to fit in the lore. Because this is retconning. I mean, before they used to just add stuff to the map, like when they added Phobos and they changed Phobos and Mars and whatever. It was just man. But this is they did the whole when we did the Hunt for Alad V years ago and we replaced Jupiter, and now they're going to replace Jupiter again. But like, is this replacing the original? Because Alad V kind of had a story. There was you hunted him on Jupiter and he had Zanuka, so you beat Zanuka and him. Then he became Mutalist Alad V, and then he becomes Plot Mission Alad V later on, right? Now, is this new Alad V? Does that replace Zanuka Alad V, or does it come after the Plot Alad V, who's a bit nicer?
So, this is my thinking that this is pre all Alad V we have thus far experienced. So
no, because
hold on. Let me explain. The idea is that as a new player, you'll go to Venus, where the Corpus are fucking about with sentient technology, right? Then you'll get to effectively Jupiter, where Alad V is fucking about with sentient technology, to which it will then blow up in his face, and then he starts dealing with the Zanuka project, which is abusing like Warframes or Warframe.
No,
technology.
completely wrong, because if you're watching the dev stream, you'll see that he says on the stream footage, I learned from Zanuka your weaknesses, Tenno.
Does he really?
Yep, it was on the dev stream, if you were paying attention. So he mentions Zanuka on that, so that no longer, so you can't have a new continuity like that. The current continuity stands. Now, in some ways, I think this is a good thing, because in a way, without even trying, it makes it like that the universe that you see in game is kind of evolving. It just changes. It just goes, well, no, the Alad V, it's sort of gone there, but it kind of doesn't fit. It's kind of clunky. But I like that idea, but at the same time, then you're losing all that story that we had before with Zanuka and Hunting Tenno, that was kind of the Prophet Trainer. It was one of our first major story arcs that we had, and it was really interesting because he's taking your friends and turning them into machines. Like, that was really cool and a motivation to kill the bad guy. Like, a lot of the guys, like Til Rigor is really cool, but why do we hate him? He's making tube men. Oh no, they never leave the planet. Why do we care? You know, or Ruck, he's burning things. Okay. You know, Alad V, the original Alad V we had with the Zanuka project and the Prophet trailer, it was like the first time. It's like, you know, if I was to show someone Alad V is, I'd show them that trailer. But now that trailer doesn't fit the continuity or make sense. So I feel that we're losing something as well for it. And that I wish they would put a little bit more effort into setting out how they want to change the universe when they do it, rather than just going patch over that and not acknowledge it.
Froze?
He's thinking.
I think he has actually frozen.
He's seriously thinking.
Well, I'm pretty sure his
deep thoughts.
His background looks like it's stationary. There we go.
Is he
Can
back?
you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. Yeah, my call quality like dropped like a whole lot. Okay, we're back. But I worry about the same, but I've just kind of been giving them the benefit of the doubt on that, like that they would release it in a way that's not necessarily a retcon, but maybe I don't know, that it was I've been operating, like, I've been thinking that it was what we're going to be seeing is what happens like after the second dream and after he becomes like mutilisted and everything, and that he somehow maybe did like acquire some kind of cure for it or something like that, and then was like, okay, I'm fixed, let's fix everything else now. I think I guess that's been my assumption, which is that very much so was an assumption and not like based on, I guess, anything that they said outright about how they're handling the Alad stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a concern, that they're just gonna like retcon everything. Like, hey, the Alad that you knew is not the same Alad. Like, the Zanuka thing that happened like in a way that doesn't match up with what we just put in. Like, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a concern. But I don't know. I think yeah.
out of interest, I'm pretty sure Loz is aware of this, but he may have forgotten. Joey, do you know what the continuity error is involving Alad V in the journey through the star chart?
Yeah. So like you What, like you encounter him for like you encounter at some point, like you encounter Mutilus Styled V before. No, it's Second Dream, right? You get to Second Dream before you encounter Mutilus Styled V.
Yeah.
And in Second Dream, he's like
partially cured.
Yeah.
And you don't encounter him until after the Second Dream, where you're like, wait a second, is this when we partially cured you? And yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I would like it if they took him off of Eris entirely and just replace him with another protagonist for the Infested.
Yeah, see, I don't get. That's the thing. Why can't in Jupiter as well? Why does it have to be Alad V with the new doing the amalgams? Why is that not some? Why don't we introduce a new character? Why doesn't the Infested Alad V become a clone of the Infested, regrow a copy of Alad V? So there's now Mutilus Alad V as a regrown.
Maybe that is what happened, and it's like altered carbon, and they just like moved a stack to the new the new sleeve that they cloned.
Actually, did you ever play Star Trek Armada, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Star Trek RTS game.
When they cloned Picard or whatever?
Yeah, so there was Picard and Locutus of Borg at the same time. It was just like, okay. Let's actually blitz through the last few points of this because we just...
Star Trek references! Sorry, yes.
Yeah, Star Trek references, Star Trek. Good Star Trek. Good Star Trek. Void relics will be able to be incrementally upgraded instead of a one-time upgrade on them. That was cool. As well as refined menu for it to make changes from refinement to refinement cleaner. They also spoke about having it so that you could do the refinement in mission as well. And there was another. They were like showing the rewards and stuff like that. One thing that I actually asked Pablo was, could we actually have it when you click on a reward from a relic, it would then populate the search bar with that reward item and show you all the relics with that reward item. Yeah. Didn't get a reply to that, but he's a busy man. So
yeah, they're very busy. Personally, oh sorry, do you want to finish points?
Yeah. So next, market purchase screen will adapt to the new UI soon. I have a hang up. We'll talk about that in a minute. Railjack has been teased with no real content being shown. Yeah, they basically said that's not coming this side of TennoCon, and like I can imagine so. And
we all thought you can go back and think that we thought that was going to happen months ago, so it's fine. Keep going.
And then New War will be post TennoCon, as they are very behind and should be a pretty massive expansion because it is including a new tile set as well, similar to the War Within. So
yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, we felt this thing as soon as we saw it. So personally, I think Railjack New War is going to be the Fortuna of this year, and what we're going to see at TennoCon is just a lot more in depth of what is actually coming in these two updates.
Yeah,
and we're probably going to get them October, November this year. So we're probably going to get Jupiter, because before they were saying like these things were coming pre-TennoCon, and I was like, nah. We're going to get the Jupiter update soonish, aren't we? And I think that's it. We're not getting anything. Unlike we had like the Sacrifice just before TennoCon last year.
That felt like it was just wedged in there.
I really felt they should have, especially the fact that the time between that and Fortuna. I know everyone was hunting for stuff, but maybe they all wanted stuff. Maybe they should have dropped that a week after TennoCon or something, because that would have been much felt better. Like, hey, riding the high of war instead of before, and then everyone was like. But anyway, so Railjack and New War, that's going to be our October, November-ish thing, maybe even December. But it's going to be amazing. It looks, even the little things they showed for Railjack, I felt really cool. And they kind of, again, were reiterating how it's going to be a massive connecting thing. So I think I'm really hoping that their idea of scale and connectivity between missions and this, and the interactivity between all of it is not just like, we're going to do a little bit and then just pump it out like a minimum viable product. They're really going to get this to the next level, and it's going to just the game. And I think hopefully they're going to show that's our big TennoCon reveal. Is they're going to show how this is going to work. Like before, we just saw Railjack and we saw it was one mission or whatever. It was like, oh, look, spaceships. But I think we're really going to now appreciate how it's going to actually function in the game. We're going to have our little minds blown, I feel.
Yep. Joey?
Yes.
Do you have any?
I'm trying to keep as little expectation for TennoCon as I can. Like I'm trying to keep as little like I'm trying to, because I don't want to go there. Like I want to go there and be like blown out of the water, right? Like that's what I want from TennoCon. And like I mean, I guess I'm just trying to avoid speculating as much as I can, because I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to go there and expect to see. Hey, that's not something that I feel
Stop. Hold on. Right, can you do that again?
So you're gonna go see there, and you expect?
Yeah. I don't want to go there expecting to see like Planes 3.0.
Oh no,
like that, which that's something that I would have difficulty getting excited about anyway. And I don't know. I'm trying to go without any like preconceived notions about what I should be expecting. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I appreciate that. But I've got a question for both of you. Did you guys know that if you upgrade a relic to like by 1 instead of 3, you couldn't upgrade it to then 3?
Yeah.
I never realised that was a thing.
How'd you not know that?
Because how is that not basic design? It's just obvious that you should be able to do that.
It is obvious that you should be able to do that, but like I knew that you couldn't do it.
I always just knocked everything up to 3, obviously, whenever I needed them, whenever I wanted to do it. But I'm just like, oh yeah, we're now adding this feature. I'm like, how was that either not A, in the base design, or B, not added a week later when everyone, why haven't you done this yet? I'm really shocked. This is what, 2 years? I thought this is getting added. I'm like, what?
Older. I'm pretty sure the relic system is older than 2 years.
I think it might be 3 years at this TennoCon, actually, wasn't it? Because it came out with when they redid the junctions in the map, which was...
Right, that would have been TennoCon 2016.
Yeah, so it's 3 years this TennoCon. Okay, yeah. It's like what? So I assume the other buttons were almost useless. Why would you use them?
Yeah.
Why would you upgrade it by 1 tier or 2 tiers? It's like... I'm honestly shocked. I've just never bothered doing it because I always thought upgrade to 3, but if I was really into it, because obviously I buy every Prime Access, is probably why I'm not too much on it. But if I was really farming it, sometimes I go like, oh yeah, I'll just upgrade this one to 1, and then be really shocked when I couldn't do that. I'm shocked because that's normally not a thing that DE would have the oversight to miss. It seems like basic user experience stuff that's what some people will do. I'll knock this one up to 1, and then I'll knock it up to 3 later, kind of thing. I just
okay.
I'm shocked by that. Really shocked.
Let's put a little structure behind this. Okay, does anyone have any comments that they want to highlight with regards to the Jovian Concord?
No, we've done. It's fine. You can say any of the points to bring up.
Well, that's basically what I'm saying.
No, but we've already done that one.
Right, okay. Then... Does anyone have any points on Nightwave Series 2? Okay, I'm looking forward to it because of the spoiler that they revealed that it's going to be Infested themed. Yeah, so
that is pretty cool. I'm super down to see anything and any world building as far as like the Infested and their like mentality and their personalities and stuff. Because right now it's just like eat.
Yeah, I mean it's a big problem for the Infested because they have no motivation behind doing anything, and it's lackluster. I want to be able to what.
But take what we've gained about the wolf, and then just make that an equivalent for an Infested, and it's not really a lot of.
No, I get that.
Comparatively, we have a lot. We have a huge body of Grineer lore to lean on.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. You use that Grineer lore to expand what we know about the wolf. It's got a strong standing. So there's not actually. But if you take what you actually learned about specifically on the wolf and the updates from that, it's actually really small, and it just builds off of Grineer stuff. So if it's based on Infested, which is it's lower to start with. So I'm not sure, unless they're really going to push the boat out and give us a lot more content drops on this next one. I really don't think it'd be like, oh, there's an Infested-y thing, and it's bad. You gotta stop it, because it's a real people. Bad guy. He's a real bad guy. I just think it's gonna be that low. It's like, oh, it's Infested. They be infested, and that be about. You gotta stop them. Oh, because you never know where they might infest next. I just feel that's what we're gonna get. It's just I'll wait and see on this one. The wolf did not get me.
I'm interested to see where they go with it. I really am. I want to propose this as a card because, in all honesty, I wasn't satisfied with the ending of The Wolf of Saturn 6.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a bad thing. Yeah, we kind of saw that coming. Do you want to elaborate at all?
No, let's explain more. It's like, and the final update was, and then the bad man did a bad thing.
Yeah.
To another bad man.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
It felt really lackluster. I mean, like, before the previous episodes, there was always pretty much 3 points of interest in all of them, right? But this last one was just like, basically exactly what Loz just said.
That's the thing. I think because before it was more than just the wolf. It was like the wolf and his relationship with the other convicts that have been freed and what's going on. What is he hunting? So there's the wolf himself, what the wolf is hunting, and the wolf's relationship to the convicts. And he was going around freeing the convicts and things. So it was like it was multi-layered. But then in the end, it gets to the point where he just joined Aladvi. He's going to join Aladvi, and then he's worked with Aladvi, and then Aladvi took over him, and then he fought back and beat Aladvi. It's like, what happened to the whole thing about the convicts? What happened to the whole thing about the warden? It was just like, it just became bad man, and that bad man, and he tried to control him, and he said no. Okay, how does this affect me? Whereas before it was like, oh no, but there's all these convicts that are being spread throughout the system. They've been freed from their imprisonment, which was unjust, and they're being experimented on. And there's this one guy who's leading them, the baddest of them all. It's like, oh, well, they're affected. Oh, who knows what madness, what mad scheme they could have now that they're free. What will they do with their freedom? They will randomly walk around on Venus a bit, and until you kill them. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I thought we were building to something more than into the Jupiter gas to rework. I was just like, oh. Oh!
7-6 title.
Joey. Your mic.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
You're really breaking up again. I can only suggest maybe drop the background.
I can do that.
Because this feels like...
We'll see if this helps.
Yeah, because it feels like a little very heavy on the processor, struggling kind of thing.
Not, but...
then I have no idea what's causing it. Let's blame Discord.
But anyway, I also blame Discord. So we still have the we still have the wolf tile, we still have the Saturn 6 tile.
What the hell?
Back to that.
Sorry, someone's ringing my doorbell. Be right back.
Okay.
How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing okay. It's a bad man.
Oh, is it Jay-Z? What's that channel called? I can't remember. I love that channel so much. Oh, he's bad man. He's top hat. He's brilliant. I can't remember what it is. Oh god, what is it? Pro Jared. What is it? Pro Z, is it?
ProZD, I think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's it.
I'm just gonna type "he's bad man" into Google.
He's bad man.
He's bad man.
He's bad man.
Come on, I want to be able to get it from finding from. Oh, he's bad guy. I think it's bad guy. He's bad guy. Oh, why can't I find it? Oh god, I love that channel so much. Oh well, right. You looking forward to TennoCon, Joey?
Dude,
obviously, no, we won't speculate. But are you just looking forward to the experience again?
Dude, absolutely, unbelievably. Like I cannot heckin' wait, man. I cannot wait. I am so dang excited.
Oops.
I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Do we have a card for this topic? Are you looking forward to Nightwave Season 2?
Go for it, yeah.
And put some options of please fix.
No!
Nope, you're gone again. You're gone again. You're gone again.
It's not the background.
Yep.
I don't want it. I don't want part 2.
At all?
Here. Is this better? Is this does this help?
No, we'll find
Pro
out.
ZD, that's it. Pro ZD. There we go.
That's what I told. That's what I said. But I might.
Did you?
Maybe.
Might have been a little break. Yeah.
Maybe I was breaking up.
Good. Right, I have to watch this entire compilation again. It's brilliant. Right.
Replies?
Yeah. Hey, you want to go Plat? Okay, cool.
Well, I can't think of anything else to. We just seem to be swimming around in circles.
No, I don't want
Wow.
season 2. I don't want it. I don't want it.
So much rage.
Oh, there's one thing you haven't listed. What did you think I was thinking about the catch-up mechanic?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
I think that'll alleviate a lot of woes. I do think they were talking about reducing the difficulty and stuff, and like I get that, and I get they're like trying to take the. I think it was Steve that said they're trying to take their foot off the gas a little bit as far as like how much they're trying to get you to grind. But I don't know. I think there should be something. I mean, there should be something in game that anything in game that rewards like those endurance runs. Not that nobody should feel pressured to do them. Nobody should feel like, oh, if I want Endo, I need to do a 6-hour run. Nobody should feel like that. But like, I do think that there should be something, anything, because there is a pretty significant portion of the player base that's starting to feel like, okay, like I might be one buttoning Warframe, I might not be, but regardless, there's not really anything to challenge me, and like I get that, you know. But as far as catch-up mechanic, I think that'll alleviate a lot of people. Like, that'll alleviate a lot of woes about it. People saying like, oh, you know, we're 6 weeks in, and I haven't had a chance to touch Nightwave at all, so I'm just not even going to try because I'll never be able to catch up. So there's just no point. Like, I think that'll alleviate a lot of those concerns.
Definitely, yeah. I did think it was interesting. They also said that it was, and I didn't realize this. Obviously, it was because they released it on consoles as well. And it's quite interesting because this is the first pretty much feature in Warframe that didn't get released to PC first for us to kind of filter it down to a better version, so that when it comes out on consoles, it's better. And they released it on all of them. One of the reasons why they couldn't just do on the spot changes like they normally do is because they'd have to do full certs for consoles. So I think there's like, you know, that's why when we saw things like the do 5 sorties in a week, they couldn't really play with that. I think maybe next time what they'll do is they'll add a lot more into the background. Obviously, that we don't see what is available to come up on the Nightwave, but they're going to be tinkering a lot with them, and I think they'll be adding a lot more options for them to give to. So each week, if they need to do, we'll remove that or change that, they can actually do it on the fly, because I don't think they can do those kind of things for consoles normally. That is part of why we didn't see any big updates to Nightwave during the Nightwave, because it was on consoles at the same time, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, replies. New mission type seems like... Oh, we didn't even talk about that. New mission type seems like in a team, it's going to be a multi-target defense that's going to get incredibly chaotic the longer you go. Seems like a way to make CC frames more viable, but nullifiers will be more of a pain than usual in the tight defense area. That's fair. It's fair, yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know if we will see nullifiers there, because we're going to be seeing amalgams. So are we going to see amalgams and nullifiers? I don't know whether to treat this as we're getting a corpus area with new mobs, or is this like that we really are going to see like the amalgam troop set, like that when you go to the underwater tiles, you don't see special frontier Earth Grineer. You see the specific Grineer for the underwater tile set. I don't know if we're even going to see nullifiers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure at some point there's going to be a Fisher mission there. So, sure. But
yeah,
like nothing's impossible, I guess. But I don't know. You bring up a really good point. I don't think they mentioned that at all. Like I can't recall any time that they were like, oh yeah, you're going to see regular Corpus troops here, and also these dudes are going to spawn every once in a while. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah, because I would much prefer if it was sort of if we didn't see the nullifiers, that because I really when you play the star chart, it's really cool that even though you're only fighting 3-4 factions, let's say, that there's actually certain troops in certain areas, because then you actually feel like you're progressing through them, and when we go here, we get a different game experience than when we go here. But because if it's just nullifiers everywhere, it's like, but we'll have to see, I suppose. Next point, I was hoping this dev stream would involve Melee 3.0 progress and some acknowledgement of the game's current RNG issue, ephemera, wolf mask, aura former, etc. Melee 2.9999 is implemented very awkwardly at the moment, and the RNG for new drops within the past 5 months is just bat crap insane. Like garbage that I expect from the likes of Nexon levels of insane. What's Nexon?
No idea.
I should look it up.
But
I kind of agree to this on some. I really, Melee 3.0 is coming. They're working on it. They said that during the stream. They didn't have anything ready for it because they're trying to do like a new damage type or something. The RNG is kind of whack. They did address that as well. They said like some of them they were going to make easier to get. The wolf mask, I don't personally have an issue with because that is a...
And you have it.
No. Well, regardless of the fact that, first off, it looks uggo. And,
you look uggo.
I do.
Whoa!
And that's just the British escalation there, Joey. It just happens. You got to accept it and move on.
We all look uggo. We're British.
Anyway, so... No, I'm fine with the wolf mask being difficult to get. The thing, because it is like a massively cosmetic thing, the thing that I really resent is the fucking aura former being so goddamn hard to get. It's... What?
Just out of curiosity, how many of the ephemera?
Only the one we got during the 24-hour stream. I haven't got any of those. How many have you got, Joey?
I'm missing 2.
Yeah. One thing that I found really surprising was that they were talking about making it so the ephemera were purchasable similar to the one that's on the arbitrations. I can't remember what it's called. The blood one that's a lava lamp. The thing
they said they were going to do future ephemera like that. But the current ones, they were going to leave them where they are and address the drop rates.
But the thing is, what I don't understand is why aren't they sort of like achievement based? It's something difficult to do, but if you do it, it's 100% guaranteed. That is the thing that I find surprising. You're supposed to reward hard work, but feck it. We'll just reward perseverance. And I would much rather the ephemera be on like an achievement. Do something hard once, you get it.
I agree. I would love that. That would be the coolest thing.
I'd argue that Warframe needs cosmetic achievement rewards.
See,
yeah, well, that was... No, you go, Joey.
Here's the thing. I always go back to
Hold on, I can't make you out now. I don't know what it is. Do you want to try another region?
Maybe. I mean, it says my quality is awesome.
Do you want to try dropping the webcam?
I can.
I've just moved us to US Central.
I think
like I said, I mean, Discord did say that they were having some intermittent issues earlier.
Right.
It was on there. It was because anyway. I always go back to the season completion armor in Diablo 3, like the cosmetic set. If you see somebody with that, you instantly know, okay, they've put in at the very least 3 seasons of getting all their stuff done. Same with the insane title in WoW. If you see that, this person is committed. They've done some grinding. They've had to do very specific grinding that is hell to do.
Not anymore.
Well, it used to be.
Yeah.
That used to be the case. But or the lore master title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go with the Lore Master title. Do you have the insane title in WoW?
Loz does.
Okay.
But
I
he did
have the proper version.
He did it the hard way.
They
But,
removed
like,
one of the hardest reps from it and gave you a separate feat of strength for it, so I have got that as well.
But like, it's one of those things that like, if you see somebody with it, you're like, oh wow, like that's really cool. I'd like to have that someday. Whereas if you see somebody with like one of the ephemera that has a very low drop rate in Warframe, it's not like, oh wow, that person's put in some grind. It's like, oh wow, that person has really good luck.
Yeah.
And they're, the Wolf Armor I was kind of hoping would be that, where like, you know, you see somebody with it and you're like, oh wow. I mean, the Conclave Signed On is the only thing in game that I'd say is actually like, you see somebody with it, it's lit up, and you're like, that person does Conclave. Like that's what they do. Warframe doesn't have anything like that, including the ephemeras, and I think that making it achievement based would absolutely do that, especially if it was like a very difficult achievement or something.
The interesting thing is, this is exactly what they were originally going to do for the glyphs. Is it glyphs? Yeah, the glyphs, the ones you put on your chest and back.
Yeah.
I remember them saying that you were going to have to equip one and then do challenges to unlock the next one, and you could only do the next set of challenges once you've got the second one, and then and there'd be branching paths of some of them, and some of them, when you get to a point, it's like the joke they kept saying was beat the Fantis with a melee weapon. You know, only with a melee weapon equipped. You know, that was the level of, you know, so there was going to be like progression through the tiers, and there was going to be different hard challenges to do, so that and then what I imagine that would lead to is when you saw somebody with a special glowing chest with a certain emblem on it, you'd know, whoa, as Joe's been saying, you'd be like, that person put the time in. And it's like, what have they gotten for it? Yeah, they've just got a glowing chest or a glowing special glyph or something, but it's like, yeah, but you see it and go, you know, and other people will see it who have no idea what it is, like, whoa, what is that? I want to get that. How do I get that? That's cool. And it's like,
the raid emblems used to be like that. You used to wear it, and people would be like, what is that? How do I get that? And you'd be like, well,
you have to work for it.
Raid.
Yeah. And like, I really feel that just playing the game isn't, it shouldn't be the reward. It's like, you know, what was it? Fable 2 or Fable 3, you just turn on the game and you get an achievement just from, oh, no, Soul Calibur 5. You turn on or 4. You turn on the game, and like literally, the loading screen just gives you an achievement. It's like, congratulations, you've joined Soul Calibur. Like, I don't know, that's not an achievement. I've not achieved anything apart from putting money into this game, right? Like, likewise, Warframe. I think it needs, maybe one could be for the wolf, and it's, you got to do the wolf in 5 minutes. You got to kill a wolf within 5 minutes, or, you know, so on and so forth. They don't have to be unrealistic, but at the same time, if they're not set and static, there's nothing to work for. I'm just running fucking arbitrations because I'm mashing my head at a wall trying to get one fecking former. And you can ask, like, Armena and things, I do rage really fecking hard over the whole thing. Anyway. Was there any more?
Yeah, I just want to say that I think Joey has it right with the idea of cosmetics. And that I know that most of Warframe's cosmetics are purchasable, so they don't want something which is outwardly going to compete with Tenno, because that generates the money for themselves and for the people who are producing for it, which is great. But I think you're right with like titles or even if it was just what are they called? Accolades? That's what they're called, aren't they?
Yeah.
Why don't we have an accolade that it's just one? You'll only ever get one, but it upgrades. Because I don't want that accolade bit in your profile to get too crowded, and I think there's like 6 things you can have in there already.
Are there really?
And most
I thought there were only like 3.
Like a clan?
No, it dynamically resizes because I think Montgomery has 5.
Yeah, I know there's clan, founder status, closed beta player, Warframe partner,
DE staff member.
Yeah, DE staff member. And I know that I think there's one more I can't think of right now.
It's migration. You migrated to an account.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Migrated? What's that mean?
Like, you migrated from PC to a console.
Oh, that goes in there, does it?
Yep.
Oh, wow, okay. Magami wouldn't have that on PC, though, would he?
No, he does. I've seen it.
On PC?
Yeah.
Oh, so if you migrate something to another server, you get it on...
Yeah.
Damn it. I want that. Oh well, maybe they'll open up another Twitch, and I'll do it for the Switch.
Gonna have to migrate to that Soldier Boy console.
Yeah.
Wow.
But seeing as those things are great, I think maybe putting in one that is to do with a special development tree, and it is literally maybe some of it's grinding, maybe some of it is that you'll do while doing other content, and some things you have to do, you have to go out way and you do, and that it's got its own massive, and I really mean massive here, like Joey's saying, like super grinds and also super hard, time-consuming, long-term activities. It could even be steps in there that are along the lines of, I don't know, raise 100 Kubros, that kind of thing. And that it would be a dynamic emblem that will adjust and little bits will be added as you go. And then when you complete, if somebody ever does complete it, it would give you this really cool looking logo. I think that would be enough. And it would be literally just making pictures and the challenges, and maybe a way to look at the challenges. Very minimalistic for DE to do, but make it really long. I mean, stupidly mean like you won't even complete this in a year or two. Or maybe they even keep adding to it longer and longer as time goes by. But it would just be a cosmetic on your profile. It's just a badge of honor, and we're missing that. We're missing those things. Yeah, I think Joey really got over that.
I think tactical alerts could have been that, like the emblems for the tactical alerts. But because they don't run tactical alerts anymore, like newer players join the game and they see it and they don't know what they're looking at if they see an emblem of somebody that's done like every single tactical alert. They don't have to think like, okay, what is that? Like, how did you get that?
It also does a really poor job of updating, because I thought that the shape of it was going to be really minor, and then like every 10 it would get the border of it would increase or something. Instead, the actual visual thing that you'll see from 10 meters away or more doesn't change. You have to look really, like zoom in with a microscope and be like, yes, I know that you've done 30 plus of these tactical alerts. Like they really didn't think it through. It was a bit weak.
I really feel that they should actually approach the same achievement system like World of Warcraft, where it's a completely separate screen. It lists out all the things that you need to do, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, have the accolade which evolves compared to all the stuff you've done, but really just give us a list of tasks to do so we can just tick some boxes.
Well, they already have that. They already have an achievement system.
Yeah, but they don't add more stuff to it. Right? And it's limited to what the consoles can do, right? Because they want to tie the achievements into... I sat the presentation, I wasn't last year, it was the year before, in 2018.
Yeah.
No, 2017. They were like, yeah, the achievements that we've got, they're limited to the console. You can only put X many achievements on. Just have it an internal system.
Yeah, is this because of trophies or whatever, or gamer points or something?
Yeah.
That's what's holding us back on it. Oh man.
Yeah, no, seriously, and I really think it should just be an internal system. Like, just don't bother calling them achievements. Call them like tasks or some shit or whatever. But like, it's really fucking dumb that it's limited to what we have, and they can put in. Like, I think an additional 5 or something with each major update. But, fuck that. Just put some, like, proper system.
Yeah, I agree. Internal system, call it, like, feats of strength or something. And then, like, dude, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. Yeah. Great. I'd love that. That would be the coolest thing.
I've actually still got that guy's email address. I'm actually tempted to just email him and say, like, is this even possible? Or because you're on console, are you stuck like this?
Well, I'm worried if console is thus limiting development of PC, which shouldn't be limited by it, because of that reason, and that's why we don't get another, and they don't want to have a conflicting system, so it links together this problem. That's an issue anyway. Should we go to the replies?
Yeah.
3 left. So, Jupiter Remaster looks neat, but that game mode. Seriously. Why is every mode in Warframe made to work like any game? Seriously. Why is every mode in Warframe made to work like any game but Warframe? That's just mobile defense, if that. Sit around, do F all. Very Warframe-like in a game about hyperactive children bouncing like balls from every single wall, eh? Ugh. Still looking forward to the Flydalon.
Well, yeah, I'd say it's an amalgamation of... amalgam. Mobile defense and what was the other one? Interception, because you'll have multiple up at the same time. But I mean, it's just making the game mode harder. What I don't see a problem with that.
Well, I think I can understand what it is. Is that again? It's just static defense points. which is very used. It's repeatedly overused in Warframe static defense. Defense that. Why, for instance, right? So these are a bit weird. There's some amalgam blob. Why isn't it that it's something cool, like, or something different, that you have to carry it around, but you can't leave the room while you're carrying it? And the longer you carry it, the higher the damage you take. So it's sort of a king of the hill kind of thing, where you've got to defend yourself in the room by running around or shooting mobs or whatever, but you become the defense thing. So it depends on the amount of damage you take during the time you're carrying it. So there's multiple ways you could do it. Obviously, in solo players, there's going to be certain frames which are better, or there'll be some times when it'll be better to just use Parkour 3.0. Other times it'll be you've got to use your team, but then obviously they break that with the multiple defense things to pick up. So you could have it that everyone has to carry one of these things, which you could make it that you can't bring together, or if you bring together, they do different things. And it'll be a very dynamic game mode where you've got all these objects, and as it goes on and harder, you could say that the area you have to move around in gets smaller and smaller. So you've got
Sounds
a lot.
Go on, Joey.
That sounds a lot like Defection.
Defection?
Where you have to escort the pacifists through the...
No, but there's no NPCs to defend.
No, I know there's no NPCs to defend with that. I mean, but like, it sounds very similar in that, like, okay, you know, like, we've all picked up the thing, let's stay together, let's move to an objective or something, you know, like the...
Yeah, but that's what I mean, that you add in with the thing that, because there's multiple objects, if you do multiple objects at once, if the two people carrying the different objects come together, bad things like happen, like they link unless you take bonus damage, or they literally repel you, depending on which... You can have different things for the different combination of objects. Maybe you can have it that there may be slightly negative and positive buffs, that by bringing two of them certain together, they make an AoE damage effect that means you and the enemies will take 20% more damage within 30 meters. So maybe you want to risk it because then you're going to take more damage, but if you're clever, your teammates will also kill them. You know, kill the enemies quicker. So but also the thing with the defection is that what I find with that is you just kind of go for the ones furthest away, try and pile caravans together, and then just bring them together. It is better because it is a moving defense target, but it's not an active defense target. That's what I think that's the difference. What I would say with this. I
think that in all seriousness, I think it would be worth us talking about this outside of the episode and maybe bring it back into another episode.
How about we'll just, when we see it, we can see it first. So yeah.
No. What I mean is like this idea specifically that you've come up with, because I reckon that if we sat down and thought about it, we could say, right, so this is the idea, but we can cheese it in this way. And maybe we could actually make a 10 o'clock topic out of an idea that we've properly flushed out and things.
Yeah, we never do that. That's too much effort. Right, moving on. The next reply is, I really like the changes to upgrading previous enhanced relics. Now I can't tell my squad mates to stay around, say, until round 5 on Void Fisher Endless missions and tell them that the free relics can be upgraded to Radiant. That changes it. I can tell my squad to stay around trying to tell them the free relics. Oh, so as they get relics, they can tell them to upgrade them and use them?
Well, okay, so whenever you finish, like, let's say you're doing a defense and you finish wave 20, I think it is.
Yeah.
They usually give you a not an intact relic, but the first one, the first step. I forget what the name is.
I thought that was the first one.
No. Whenever you upgrade it the first time, it goes from intact to.
No, I thought it was just a bog standard relic to intact. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure a normal relic doesn't have a prefix to it.
Intact, exceptional, flawless, radiant.
It's exceptional.
Okay, I apologize.
So whenever you finish, whatever your C rotation is.
Hang on, Joey. Wait, go. Sorry.
Whenever you finish, whatever your C rotation is, whether it's like a wave 20 of defense, 20 minutes of survival, whatever. Instead of just like if you get a relic, you usually get a exceptional relic. And so what a lot of people will do if they're doing like endless runs, if they're doing like a defense to crack relics or whatever, a lot of people will prefer to go to wave 25 so that they can all crack that exceptional relic together. Since what else are you going to do with it? You might as well just go ahead and crack it.
Yeah.
And yep, that's the thing. I don't necessarily think that'll encourage people to stay past wave 20 or whatever. Like if you were gonna leave at wave 10, you're probably still gonna leave at wave 10 anyway, regardless of what your teammates are gonna be cracking. Because you've got other goals in mind than the whatever it is that your teammate's goal is. So it makes sense for you to like split off and do your own thing, regardless of what the rest of the team is doing. But like, I mean, it's nice. It's a nice thing. I like it. I just don't think it'll convince more players to stay longer or anything.
Right, and the last point was, I just want to reiterate that Wisp's abilities are a massive slap in the face to Ember. Her abilities seem to showcase smoldering flames / light, and her 4 is a big freaking fire beam. Yet Ember is getting none of this love. What use does Ember even have at this point? Why is she not getting the awesome fire beam?
Because Ember's shit.
I think
they don't want her to be. That's what the point this person is trying to make.
No.
I don't want Ember to be shit. So
no, they just want Ember to be the thematic Fireframe, right?
Yeah,
which she is.
Yeah, I'm like, at no point in time does this person say, "World on Fire is a pile of garbage. They should have this instead." They're just saying that.
I think they were assuming that was a postulative statement. I think that's. I think that can reasonably be inferred, I guess.
I think what you'll have to do, and what will happen is Wisp will come out, and if we wait a year, then DE will look at it and they'll be like, "Yeah, so now we've had Wisp for a while, and all the jokes and the memes, and everyone's like, oh, look at Wisp and her big fire beam," because I imagine that ability is going to get used quite a lot because it is really cool looking. And then they'll be like, "Yeah, we're now going to have a look back at Ember, poor girl, because we realise we've really taken her fire away." So these things never get looked at beforehand. These things are always retroactively. So I imagine, give it another year. DE's got other things on their plate. They will eventually come back and look at Ember. And Ember, I'm sorry, has never, ever since they got rid of it, what was it called? Overheat.
Yeah.
Ember's just been lost. Ember's been a lost.
Yeah, that's what she needs. She doesn't need it. Oh, I need a Kamehameha. She needs a.
She does. The Kamehameha would have worked fine, because what you could have done is you could have gotten rid of accelerant or add accelerant to the flame wave thing. Bind those together so it's an AoE expanding flame wave that also does not backstun. Make her World on Fire 3, so she's got a drain that's randomly doing damage everywhere, and then and it's not her ultimate, so you can knock damage a bit. She doesn't have to have that stupid reduction thing. And then you give her channel thing as well of a channel fire beam, so that you can stun an area, have an active damage on any enemies you're not looking, and then also focus damage. It would have made good synergy between them if that was her 4th. You really could make that work, because then it would be she would have her AoE and single target damage, whereas at the moment she's just like, I throw fire anywhere, and what am I doing? I don't know. It's yeah, it could work, and but we're going to need Wisp to come out before they even think about that, and I promise you it'll be about a year, and then be like, oh yeah, we really didn't think about this, and she doesn't have her purpose anymore. We'll get round to that. It's like
I think if anything, Wisp is gonna get a rework before Ember does.
Yeah, we'll see. That's something to we'll note. I will note that down.
Should we move on?
Yep.
Moving on.
What episode is it? 288.
Right. 288. Topic 2. So are you noting down Xeno thinks so Wisp will get a rework?
No, not Xeno, but just in general. We're just something to remember. Yeah.
Right. So topic 2. Magnetic damage has no purpose. Right. When hit by enemies, it causes a drop to energy draining. When hit by enemies, it causes a drop to energy, draining shields, and affects vision. I kind of get the feeling that this means when you're shot by an enemy. I don't know. However, when hitting enemies with mag proc, it only drains shields a maximum of 75%. While this sounds nice, the continued issue of comparing to other damage types that are more effective, such as toxin damage, which bypasses shields. So by using toxin, you are benefiting from not even focusing on shields of corpus units, which essentially that through this bypass, there's no real way for magnetic damage to catch up. if there was a modification to the game that allowed only 50% or even 75% or so of toxin damage to bypass shields, I think that would allow magnetic damage types enough ground to at least break even. Maybe it might be a good idea to look into having weaker robotic and machine enemies stunned if they are essentially hit with a magnetic proc too. Joey, you do the builds.
My main thing, which I can't look it up right now, but I think that if I'm not mistaken, the so usually if I'm gonna go up against enemies that have shields, like and like for example the 24-hour thing, right? We were against Corpus like the whole time, and it was really no like. Occasionally we had to worry about proto shields.
Hold on. Go. Nope. Nope. Try again. Nope. Nope.
It's almost like you have to fight it out, and you just have to speak loads until you run out of static. It's amazing.
Blah, blah, blah. Try again.
Blah blah blah.
Keep going.
Blah 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 blah.
Okay, you go.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Is it working?
Yeah.
Was that a yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, so like normally, I mean, the guy brings up a really good point, which is that like normally if I'm up against units with shields, like for example during the 24-hour stream, it was like Corpus all the time. There was, you know, occasionally we had proto shields, occasionally he'd come up against like a jackal or something that had armor, sure, but like most of the time, like gas procs will do it. Like just straight up, like you do a gas proc, and it doesn't matter that they have shields because now they're like you have bypassed it entirely. I don't remember what the damage modifiers are of magnetic against shields, and I can tell you so. Weapons that do a lot of crit and don't really focus on much else, or like weapons that use like hunter munitions and stuff like that, they do struggle quite a bit more against enemies that have shields, unless they're running something that has a high damage modifier against shields. But I mean, I definitely agree that the status proc of magnet, like the status proc side of magnetic, sucks. Like it just sucks. Like 75% max of shields, that sucks. Like the damage modifiers, whatever, they can stay in place. That's whatever.
But I've looked it up. The only thing it's got is against alloy armor for Grania, it's minus 50%. Corpus against
So
shields and proto shields, it's bad against alloy armor of Grania. It's plus 75% damage against shield and proto shield of Corpus, and that's it. There's no everything else is neutral.
But that's the thing is like it's plus 75% against the shields of Corpus and stuff, but also like the magnetic proc reduces their shields, which reduces the like efficacy of that against shields. Yeah, like you're getting in less shots against shielded enemies because their shields are being stripped by the magnetic proc.
Yeah.
This is lame.
It really is, yeah.
Like I would have it do something. I wouldn't say it's useless, but I would have it do something else if I were the guy making the things. And by the things I mean the game. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, a quick look at what's this Noki here. The damage destruction will apply before the match. Shield dust. Damage done during. So magic damage affects the status effect is disrupt, which reduces the target's max shield by 75% for 4 seconds. The damage of the disrupting shot is applied before the magnetic proc reduces the shield. After the shield expires, the target's current max shield restored, while damage done during the proc translates directly onto the current shields. Affected Tenno suffer additional effects. The HUD will be disrupted, lose 250 energy over 4-second duration, or 50 energy per tick. Initial starting tick or strange energy. Magnetic procs will show blue rings around the matching shape affecting bottom. Yeah, it doesn't. I think it's the only damage type which has no effect on two factions. That's the other thing that gets me. At all. It's just what's the point? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like, well, I guess that's not entirely true.
Hmm?
I was gonna say that like corrosive mostly is like you mostly want to be like the proc side of that is to strip armor, but I mean there are enemies in each one of the other factions that have armor.
Have armor. But there isn't ones that always have shields.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Also, the stat distribution of corrosive armor is way better than magnetic. Like, it's okay. Like magnetic sucks against alloy armor. Corrosive is okay against shields. You know what I mean? It's not like
it's also only the proto shields, which are normally the boss monsters or something. So it's like the general use of it on your everyday corpus. Not many of them use proto shields. Right, let's have a quick look.
Yeah.
Tech, corpus target, corpus warden, kiter radon, sniper crewman, nullifier crewman. Wow, that's all who've got proto shields. Brilliant. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But I'm not sure. I mean, thematically, I'm just trying to think: how would a magnetic proc affect vested? What's the good way of doing that?
So here's a fun
stun them, confuse them.
Idea, right? You get a magnetic proc, and then nearby enemies are.
And there we go, Joey.
Joey got a magnetic proc.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Am I still magnetic?
No,
you're
good.
Am I still magnetized? So here's an idea, right? You get a magnetic proc, and similar to like Nidus's like larva or whatever, you get a magnetic proc, and then nearby enemies are drawn in. Fun little way to build cluster synergies where really they probably shouldn't really be there. I think you can also can't you stack you can stack magnetic and gas together, which would be a really awesome synergy because then like gas gets toxin like
bye Jay.
Gas gets toxin like it spreads toxin in an AoE, and if you're drawing those enemies together, then like you're getting more enemies into AoE range anyway. Like that would totally work. That would be great.
Yeah, you're right. You're complete, and it also makes sense because in theory it's the opposite of blast, which is pushing everyone away or knocking them down a bit. So that's it. There we go. Joey's fixed the game, everyone. All right.
Bam.
We need that to happen. that would be really cool. That really would be. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't even have to be much, and yeah, you could have more some weapons do more pulling than others. Maybe for AoE weapons, the more.
Then you run into the argument of like, okay, well, where does this leave Warframes whose abilities do that? Like Nidus and
well, they have it on. Theirs is much more controlled, and it would only help them, I guess, because they could pull mobs towards the things they're trying to pull things towards. I think it could work. I just yeah. It's the thing that gets me about the status effects of Damage 2.0 is that they really haven't touched them. I don't think they've touched them at all. I can't think of many changes they've made to Damage 2.0 since it was released years ago. I remember when it was released, and this also leads into: do you know the uncommon, the grey status type mods? Have you ever looked at those?
Yeah, they're garbage.
Yeah.
They're garbage. When we had Damage 2.0, because those used to be... Oh god, I can't remember what those mods used to be beforehand. They did actually used to do... Oh no, they knew for the Damage 2.0, I can't remember. But when they came out, everyone was like, these numbers are so low. And Scott's response was, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start them low and see how it goes, and then we might raise them as time goes by so we can get used to them. You know, so because it's, and that was sensible because it's the opposite of the It's All problem where they've given us something and they're gonna have to take it back. They didn't want to give us too much status off the bat and then have to take it away from us. They wanted to give us a little bit of status, see how it goes, and then maybe ramp it up. But instead of altering those mods, which are now utterly useless, they're literally warm coat levels of useful, and I doubt they ever get used. They simply added in the event rare duality mods where they did the damage and the status that do a lot more status. You never use the normal status mods, and you're constantly hunting these rare event mods. Now, I don't mind the fact that the rare event mods do two things and give more, or give more, but no, so, are doing two things, thus they are giving more for less points as well, I think. But the individual mod should be giving equal status bonus to at least one of the event mods, because it's just stupid that they never touched it. And they've never... It's one of those things that sometimes they release an update and they will listen to feedback and change it. But like with Focus, the original one, they have it out for a year and touch nothing. Damage 2.0, they've not even made minor changes to it.
So they actually have.
Have they?
Yeah. So the slash procs there was a huge thing with slash procs where
that they were too good.
Yeah, they were too good, and instead of being based off the IPS damage, it was changed to only being based off the slash.
I had this conversation with a friend recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about how, like, because I couldn't remember when they changed that, and I thought it was still the case. So I was like getting ready to. I was like talking with a friend. I was like, "Can I just run this by you really quick? I just want to make sure this works."
Yeah, it's oh god. I remember. I think it was around the time with the infested scythe. I can't remember what that's called, but its damage was based on a slash proc or something, and it was just like, yeah, no, this is going too far out of hand. So they changed it so that
the infested scythe thing with the alt fire thing, was it that caused it?
I think that was a huge, really yeah, that was a huge factor, I believe. So it was just a case of that they had to change it. So slash was based on the slash damage of the weapon. Sorry, the slash proc was based on the slash damage of the weapon, as opposed to the total IPS damage. So, and it.
Well, no. I mean, that's how it works now.
Yeah.
The way that it works now is it's based on the total IPS damage.
No, it's not. It's just slash. No, it's just slash.
Nope.
No, it's just slash.
I tested this yesterday. It is based on the entire, like, the modded IPS damage of the weapon, like including like base damage, but not including like slash damage. So if you add a slash damage mod, it does not increase the damage of a slash proc. It just increases the frequency that you get them. It used to incorporate like your elemental mods as well as your IPS mods, and they took that out. So if you wanted to mod for the damage that a slash proc was going to tick for, you used to have to add a toxin mod or whatever, like some elemental mods, and your slash procs would tick harder. But they changed it so that it doesn't work off elemental mods anymore. It just works on IPS.
I could have sworn they changed it so it was just on slash.
Nope.
Because I remember having to do some maths
I can show you after if you want. I'm
just gonna trust you. I'm just gonna trust you, man. Like I'd rather not lose sleep over this. I don't spend my days doing the builds. You do. Nah, I trust you, man. Got some trust. So okay, the big thing though is magnetic. I honestly don't know if this needs to be changed. Yes, it would be nice to have, but I mean, some of the big nasty things of Warframe are often overcome with some of the aura mods. Like, oh look, it's got a truck. Sorry, oh look, everything's got armor, corrosive projection. Oh look, everything's got shield disruption. Oh look, everything's corpus, EMP aura. You know, there's loads and loads and loads of options, but yeah. Should we jump to the replies, or does anyone else have any further thoughts? Thoughts even?
No. What's these replies say? I think they should make magnetic disrupt enemy abilities and silence them. Oh, it's an explanation, sorry. Hit a nullifier with a magnetic, it pops. Hit an Arctic Eximus directly, and its shields goes away. Hit a Fire Eximus, and it can't use its Flame Blast.
Didn't know that, but I don't think...
No, they think this should...
Oh, right.
So aside from the nullifier, radiation does that. Like, if you hit an Eximus with it, then their abilities start to attack, like, enemies nearby. So, like, you hit a healer with that, and they I'm sorry, not a healer, a disruptor, and they stop giving their benefits to everybody nearby. Well, I mean, same for a healer. You hit a healer with that, they stop giving their benefits to everybody nearby. Hit an energy leech Eximus with a radiation proc, and they, I don't believe they actually suck your energy anymore. If I remember right. It's been a while since I've like made sure that that's how that worked. But like radiation kind of does that. Same for like, you hit a Frost Eximus and their bubbles will start to block enemy bullets. But you got to get like inside the bubble to hit them with that. But
That's really true. I much prefer your ideas, Joey. I think this is most of the time, like the Fire Xmas ones, I just get hit by the fire and don't even know, before I even notice the mob is there. It's just an example. So anyway, next one is allow it to work on, aka proc on, Eidolon shields / profit takers shields, and suddenly best damage type.
I could see that. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're immune to status procs right now, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, it needs something like that. But next one is, I'd rather make magnetic procs a weapon jamming AoE. It would still be the worst damage type for most situations, but getting a magnetic proc would not feel like divine punishment anymore. I have a build that uses every damage type except magnetic, and the base poison BC gas is more fun because it has no niche. Fair enough. Last one is, it's actually really good against Tenno. Radiation hazard sorties, sometimes those Wukongs can be tough to team kill. Well, I'm here to tell you that magnetic damage is the answer. No energy means no defy.
Lol.
Maybe they should give sentience, or maybe they should introduce for all factions an enemy type which is actually casting abilities, so they have energy pools. Like, I know they added the Scrambulus and whatever, and they're technically like supposed to be staying back and doing something. But do a mob like that that does an ability similar to that, but has a telegraphed cast, like with a sniper beam, so it's going to cast an ability. And thus, if you use magnetic procs, you can suppress that mob from doing its whatever. Because that's what they're basically pointing out here, is that, this works really well again if you were to fight Tenno, because it means you can stop them using energy. So what we really need is enemies with energy pools, and then magnetic becomes really cool.
So the card that I want to ask is, does magnetic damage need to be made useful? I mean, unless you can think of anything else.
I'd say to put a don't care option in there.
Oh yeah, I think I'd be like, not really, don't care.
I don't feel like it needs to be made useful, but I feel like that would be a good change. But I don't feel like the game will cease to be if it's not addressed.
Well, part of me is just worried that it'll just become needlessly complicated. Well, more needlessly complicated. Sorry, I realised what I said. So, okay, we're going to ask that then. I'm in favour for the suggested changes that we've all had, but at the same time, it's just like, oh my god, how is this going to impact the different procs or damage types of everything else? That's my only concern. And like, I'm kind of happy knowing what I know right now with Warframe, having it all kicked out the door, or flushed out with the baby.
I don't think that would do it with one change like that. That's not a massive thing. Like Damage 3.0 would do that. This would just be an adjustment, like you already had with the slash procs earlier today. It's just saying with Joey. Right, what's
last topic?
Oh, I've had all the comments. Yep, last topic.
So, right. Self-damage style penalties done creatively. It is absolutely no secret that self-damage in this game is a horrible mechanic. The scaling between players and enemies is so asymmetrical that I can't actually believe it is reality. However, it is what it is. Area of effect weapons are desirable for clearing capability. Yep. This is usually countered with a penalty that is understandable to put a drawback on something so advantageous. Why don't you just say self-damage sucks? Right. Idea 1.
But parasympathetically, we need to consider the other obfuscating factors that might be in play.
Do you understand what you've just said?
Yes.
Right.
Indubitably.
Idea 1. Add a guaranteed blast effect to the player, knocking them down. That's easy. It provides a penalty and a potentially dangerous situation, but it doesn't instantly kill you. Idea 2. Jam the weapon for X seconds. This is a way of it still encourages better shot placement instead of face tanking the shell/missile. Idea 3. Add a blue health mechanic. Sorry, they used air quotes. Add a blue health mechanic. If you are unfamiliar with this, this is something used in fighting games. It's basically taking soft damage, but if you do not take any hits, you start to regenerate the health. However, if you take hits, you forfeit whatever you didn't yet regenerate. Yes, because self-damage needs to be more complicated.
Oh no, this would make it... Oh no, whatever. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Xeno.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Joey.
Because it's very simple as it is now.
Yeah.
If you stand next to the explosion, you take damage. It's very simple. And you're like, oh, why did I die? I shot the rocket launcher out at the floor. Oh,
that's why, yeah.
Very simple, yeah.
So I think the state of self-damage is better than it ever has been, with the fact that like we've got that arbitration mod now that reduces self-damage. Like reduces the self-damage you take from your own weapons. I forget what the name of the mod is. But there's that, and then there's also like, I mean, in a lot of cases you do have the ability to like escape the blast radius of the weapon before it explodes. And then there's just, being careful with your shots and making sure you don't shoot yourself in the foot accidentally by shooting somebody that is, 5 meters away. But I think it's fine because like there are plenty enough weapons in this game that you can tell someone, hey, have you tried this one weapon? It's really fun. And then you say to that person like, or the person you're saying that to, whatever, responds with, I've tried it and I don't like it because I don't like self-harm weapons. Then there are plenty enough weapons that you can say, okay, so you don't like that weapon. Have you tried this other one? Like that does very much the same thing, but maybe not quite as much damage and also no self-harm. Or you can alternatively, like suggest alternative methods on like how to deal with that self-damage to help mitigate that a little bit, to make the weapon a little more worth using. I don't know. I think self-damage is fine the way it is. I agree that I don't think it should be needlessly complicated by like adding a blue health mechanic and stuff like that. But yeah.
Do you know what my solution is?
What's that?
Take adaptation.
My solution is that if you're on your last revive and you die to a self-harm weapon, it deletes your account.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
He's not.
No, I am.
He means it for reals.
You don't believe me. I mean, I don't believe you.
I don't feel that self-damage really needs to be addressed that much. I mean, what the heck are you doing to get yourself hurt so badly?
I mean, it happens. Sometimes you take an explosive weapon, like you take the lens, and if a teammate just jumps in front of you at the most inopportune time, your lens will hit the teammate and like blow up in your face. Or same for like the Cold Star or the what's the other, the rocket launcher pistol,
the Harpak?
The Angstrom.
Oh,
yeah. So like with the Angstrom, you're charging a shot, you're getting ready to like unload your giant Angstrom load all over some enemies,
Hold on.
Magnetic proc!
Yep.
You're getting ready to magnetic proc some enemies, and with your angstrom, with your blast angstrom, you're running magnetic on it, and like a teammate just happens to jump in front of you right as you release the shot that you've been charging. Like you have no way of knowing that they're about to do that or getting out of the way of it in time. Like, I mean, I kind of get that, but
okay.
Still,
so my question to you. So they did a change to the Toncore recently. I think it was the Toncore. I'm pretty sure it was the Toncore, where if you fire a round, it has to travel a minimum distance from you before it will actually detonate. Yeah, so it means that if you shoot anything that's at point blank, you will hurt it because you just fired a grenade at them, but the grenade won't go off, so it doesn't do self-damage. My next question, because obviously all your points, Joey, were about friendly bounce back effectively. Should there be a feature that if the weapon does self-damage, the projectile should go through the player, the friendly player?
I think that would make for a positive change.
So
it's like same for the Toncore shot. Like if you fire off a shot and a player just happens to jump in front of you and you hit the player and then it doesn't go off, like congrats, they just robbed you of your damage by accident.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't self-harm, it's I think that's fine.
What do you think, Loz?
What about passing through allies?
Yeah.
I think I saw that in the patch notes of like Anthem, randomly in Anthem recently, and I didn't like it then because I can appreciate that friendly fire isn't in these games, and friendly fire, whenever it was tried in a video game, is always a bad choice.
No, like it's not. Put radiation damage back in the sabotage.
Years ago, all like console fighting games used to have like a mode A for a mode B for co-op, and one of them would be you can hit and grab the other player, and then the other one was like you couldn't. And no one ever used that game mode because it was just stupid. Like you'd be playing Streets of Rage or something, or Double Dragon, and or what was the other one, Battletoads. And the fact that you can just injure the other player just is stupid. But
or you just lock somebody in a finisher animation for
it was ridiculous. So in Warframe, I like the fact that the especially for explosives that other players have an impact. Things like you can stick balls to, like Valbank can stick balls to allies. It makes it more meaningful because you lose that as well.
No. I'm saying exclusively weapons that do self-damage. So the Toncore would pass through, the Stradivar wouldn't. The Tsar would. The
if you punch through, do you punch through allies?
Not if they are friendly.
Huh.
The punch through doesn't work.
I like the fact that there's self-damage or explosive weapons. I don't use them a lot of the time, but I honestly like it. It's the only weapon that gives you feedback. It's so unique, and I don't mind the fact that if an ally runs in as my projectile's flying and I get shot, it's like, well, it's my bad. I think it's fine. I honestly think, is this really affecting people's games that much? Is it like that people who choose these, nobody's choosing these weapons because of this issue? Not really. Some people use these weapons. Some people still love the Toncore to death. So, and the lens as well. I don't see an issue here. I think this person just wants to have their cake and eat it with this one, that they want to use their ridiculous explosive weapons with none of the individuality and negative components of these weapons.
Did they actually say the weapon? I have to have a quick look at the forum post if I can find it.
Honestly, I like. In fact, as I've said in the past, I want a Warframe which is based on self-damage.
Yeah,
that's if you want to fix it. That's how I say you fix it. Give it a Warframe that's the joy, and you could even have the different self-damage from different sources. Gives you different buffs. I think self-damage from an ally.
I think Joey wants to say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I've always wanted this thing. So yeah, so if you get if you bounce the damage off an ally, it's a different buff. So if you just shoot the floor, that way it's interesting. So sometimes you're going to want an ally to get killed. So why not? Let's just come on. What? Warframe's a bit of jokes anyway with wisps and copying them from Overwatch anyway. So come on, let's just give Loz his explosive frame. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, let's move on to the replies.
It can lose bits of itself with blown off. Okay, anyway. Honestly, I think the baseline should be just remove self-damage as a generalized mechanic. After that, if a weapon is intended to punish the player for getting caught in its blast, it should have its own bespoke effect. The lens, I think, is one of the few weapons for which self-damage could be fine, though it should not scale with the player's damage mods. Blast procs on some other explosives makes sense. Blue health mechanic sounds like it could be most closely emulated with a viral proc in Warframe, which could work for the pox.
I don't like the blue health mechanic. Everything is fine in terms of the self-damage stuff. Yeah, just no.
I want more, not less. Though I like their idea of changing the pox. So for some of them, like the pox having it putting a viral proc on you, I like that more because that makes it more thematic.
No. They're talking about the self-damage works like a virus.
I know, yeah, I know, but they're saying which could work for the pox, and yeah, I'm aware they want their blue damage thing, but I scrap that. But let's have some unique ones for certain weapons. So if there was, say, a thematically frost explosive weapon, it would freeze you. I kind of like that more than it's doing explosive damage to you.
Yeah.
Next reply: if cautious shot were instead punched through allies and abilities, but not enemies, it would have prevented 95% of self-damage deaths without impacting DPS too badly. Cautious shot.
I think that might be the one that lowers self-damage, the arbitration mod.
We'll never know.
Yeah. Minus 90% self-damage, minus 15% total damage. So they're saying instead make it that it just doesn't prevent it, just, punch through allies and abilities, but not enemies. Yeah, fair enough. Last two. I'm of the opinion that self-damage and shield gating can be aggressed at the same time with relative ease. Like, imagine if shields were adjusted so they could lose no more than a chunked amount of damage in a single instance. It would help limit scaling and provide a workable way for self-damage to be less of a pain while still having potentially dangerous consequences at the same time. So basically, our shields work like nullifier shield. Interesting. Last one.
Yeah.
The self-damage weapons in Warframe aren't actually nearly good enough for self-damage to have any reasonable use for game balance. The entire design of the game makes self-damage a largely worthless game mechanic because self-damage weapons are comparable, or in many cases inferior, to non-self-damaging weapons in most engagement ranges and at just about every job. Yeah, I really feel that because the term is mostly launcher-based weapons for most of these, and they gave them a massive nerf on the amount of the pool that you could carry for these things, but they didn't really buff them in any way. There was a period where that nerf was added was because launcher weapons were actually really efficient. That you'd have like 500 rockets for your Ogress, so you just wouldn't ever, or penta-rounds would just be like just poof, 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 explode, poof, 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 explode. The same for the Tonko, and they nerfed it by giving them pools of maybe about 20 shots at maximum, and then they didn't really buff them to have any reason to use those 20 shots. So people were using it mainly for the efficiency, and they were pretty good for that efficiency. And they took that away, and it's just like, well, these weapons are just awful compared to just bullet hoses. Everything's a bullet hose or a shotgun.
Well, I think they need to take the ammo off of the special ammo for explosive weapons to begin with. So just throw another ammo box out in the world instead of putting it on special. Or sniper. Was it sniper? Sorry, yes.
On sniper. Yeah, it's on sniper.
Anyway.
I don't think I like that because it's just more competition, but... Yeah.
Anyway. Cool. Right, is that it for the topics?
That is it for the replies.
Awesome! Right, are you ready for the memes?
Are you not putting a topic? If you've done a poll
we don't have time.
Oh, you guys are short on time. Okay, I wonder why I felt that everything was a bit low. Or you were like, let's just not talk. And I was like, okay, I'll just talk myself then. You could have told me you were short on time.
Tried to. We tried to.
I don't know if Loz did the same thing, but I had to scroll up in the chat to avoid being distracted by the pizza that you posted.
Seeing as Joey's closed his microphone, all I see is the pizza in my face, so I have to look down there for it. So
it doesn't matter. Just keep going.
Is there more things? Is that it? Oh yeah, there's more things.
Just keep going.
Well, it's memes, man.
Right. Hey, have you got the memes on there?
I've got them on the page. I can't link them to Joey though, because that's a different computer.
There you go, Joey.
Well, we'll just go through this really quickly.
Cool. Right.
What else to say then?
It's a lot of these things.
Right.
Why don't you just say instead of posting and then being really hushed about it? All right, you got 15 minutes, so let's go as quickly. Okay, so we'll just go through these memes.
We have 3 minutes.
So you're just sitting quietly, and it's like, Loz clearly isn't getting this. We won't say.
Joey, point! Just press a button!
Where? Joey said what? I can't see him. He's turned his camera off.
No, never mind.
Oh, he hasn't seen the chat thing. We'll just put more chat things. That'll make him see it. Logic, no. Right, let's go through these memes quickly then. How to waste a former. It's the first one. It's the meme from last week about what have we used 100% of our brain with somebody who's modded everything for not what they have equipped.
What the fuck?
I know, right? Right, next meme. Moving on to the meme 2. Looking at you, blazing step ephemera. Friend, just buy Plat to trade for it. Me, a 16-year-old still living with parents. I must consult with the elder gods. Meme number 3. You guys, like another quality meme. This is so true, though. Chroma's breath, expectation, dragon fire, reality.
That is disgusting.
And it's also on point. Come on, let's be fair. Like, Chroma's breath is the worst ability in game. Meme 4. Thoughty conditions in a nutshell. Condition, bows only. Is this a bow?
What? Oh.
No,
those are Mesa Prime's Redeemers. They look like pistols. They're not bows. No, number 4, casinos out of time. Mastery 26 players, 5 minutes after they blast through the most recently added content using overpowered weapons and frames. I want more. And I know I shouldn't.
Oh.
Just use it too quickly. Meme number 5. Top Gear meme. About to hunt some big boys. When the night comes, the flames. Gentlemen, the time has come. There's your farming frames. Okay, next one. Guys, I am stuck in loading screen. What should I do? This is he bought something off his toaster and he's now moved on to the Moji laptop. There you go. Right. Moving on. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
The smallest screen in the universe.
Yep, number 8. Wisp's greatest enemy. You can't defeat me! I know, but he can. Placeholder cleaning drone. Number 9. I love Mesa Yo. How I see my Mesa Prime versus how other people see Mesa Prime. I don't know who that character is on the left.
Someone from League of Legends.
Is it League of Legends? Yeah, versus, a turret. Number 10. Oh my god, this one was repeated, but it was on the official one. This is the Let Me In meme, but actually done in Warframe. It is amazing. With Gara, and it's like, let me in! Let me in! It's amazing. Number 11. When someone at Digital Streamer actually thinks of a good idea for an event. Lotus. Change your plans. Ignore your original objective. There you go. Number 12. I'll just let you guys...
Can confirm this actually does work in... I forget what mod that is, but this does work in
Minecraft.
Well, I forget what the mod is though that allows you to do this.
What?
But no, yeah, this works in Minecraft.
Yeah, you turn sand into glass.
No, you turn Inneros into Gara.
With Ember.
You just shove an Ember into the furnace, and then.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's it for the memes. Let's look at the community shoutouts, Xeno. Or do you want to skip them?
No, I don't want to skip them. Some of these were really, really good. Right.
Well, you can save them for next week.
No! I put a lot of effort into finding these.
Okay.
And Joey actually released a video as well.
Wow.
Right.
I take that back after seeing the first one.
Exactly. You take that back. Right, so the first one is Valkyr by Frevelisk. Absolutely amazing.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did I actually?
Next one.
Really hoping I actually added it
They
in.
made the
I
bottom list.
didn't add it in. Hold on. Real quick. Real quick. Xeno is fucking up. The next one is the JoeyZero weekly Warframe show. Nope.
So I just keep going through them while you add the last one, yeah?
Nope.
While Xeno's adding his last one. The next one is Mirage Prime.
Okay, I'm gonna have to skip the second one, unfortunately. So yes, the third one is...
Third one, Mirage Prime.
Yes, I did that wrong. Okay, really fucked this up. Right, so the second one is JoeyZero's weekly Warframe show. It's in the description. Unfortunately, I didn't get the screenshot. There's complications. So, third one is Mirage Prime by Judith Bohr, which...
That's awesome.
Yeah, looks great.
I completely forgot about this one. Drew it in a while back for fun. They made it into a t-shirt for Warframe. Mirage Prime for the win. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it.
The fourth one is Ashen Operator by Steel Peach. This was a commission. And
hands are touching. This is not allowed on Tumblr. Or bodies are touching. Sorry, I had to make the joke. Sorry, yeah.
Yep.
It's a really cool image. It's really nice.
Okay, what number are we on? Fifth? Fifth community shout-out is this Oberon Tenno Gen concept by Reku.
I love that. I know it will never stay like that, but I'd love something that plain in Warframe.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but it just makes very mech-like. I do feel sometimes Warframes are too complicated. Simplicity is really nice. That's a lovely image.
Yep. Sixth community shout-out is How It Works by Dilky.
This needs to stunning. How it works. It's actually quite simple. How does your prism work? The laser stuff. Let me show you. Twist. Genius.
Right. Seventh community shout out is this alternate Hildren helmet by Cleo Natarin.
Oh my god.
I'd totally use that.
Again, I love it's like kind of simple and really nice. That's awesome.
Yep. The eighth community shout out is an animated one. Warframe Gift by Zilvtree.
Small gift, wonderful at Rabbit Tails. Happy birthday. That's so cute.
Yep. The ninth community shout out is this Loki and Orthos by Judith Bohr. I'm not quite sure if we've had this one before. I don't think we have.
I've not seen it before.
Yep.
That's cool.
10th one is this Chibi Equinox Prime by Dasta Creations.
I'm not as familiar with Equinox Prime, so I'm having hard to see. Is it looking forwards or sideways?
Sort of sideways. It's at an angle.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not familiar with that. Still cool though. Or is it the back? I don't know.
Right. The 11th one is Silence of the Frames by Lucas Schumann. Right. You should listen to it later, Loz.
Yep. Okay. That looks cool. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a Deathstream meme. Looks good.
The 12th one is this Trinity Straga by Sylphix.
A sketch!
I love it.
A simple sketch! I want to throw something in pain, but I can't. I'll just chuck that way and that way, and I don't need this anymore. I don't need anything. It's so beautiful.
So... that button's not working. That button should work.
That is awesome. I need those things.
That works now.
Oh.
Cool. So that's it for community shout-out. Sorry we've had to rush
Let's
through
go.
them.
Right. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool.
Batman.
60 minutes is all it took to bring the Orokin to the very brink of extinction. Tenno mobilized. A new age arose. The age of the great blinking Itzels. Survival of the fastest.
I don't know. Have I seen this?
Yep. It was 2018.
Wasn't
a great film.
Wasn't a great film? I have no idea. I'm going to blank it out.
We saw it together at the cinema towards the end of the year. And it was like, oh, that could be cool. And it was not that great.
Is it?
Survival of the fastest. It's about moving things. Big things that move.
Oh, is this Mortal Engines?
Indeed it is.
Oh, I actually enjoyed that film.
It was all right, but I looked at the looks. There should have been a fight between like London and like Paris or Germany or something.
Yeah.
And they're actually bigger than London, but they chopped that out, and that's exactly what it needed. You only saw London as the only big city. You needed to see another one to make any sense of it. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for being here, Joey. This is an amazing episode. And we're going to quickly, because these guys have got to go record other stuff that they could have just said, but instead they were just sitting there like, why is Loz not listening to us? He's clearly just like doing his own thing. We could tell him, but we'll just sit and grumble at him.
Let's
It's fine.
Did you also scroll up so that the pizza wasn't distracting?
The pizza, no, it was on a different thing because the pizza was very distracting. I had